Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Kind of a big dog feel to today's show. Big Searcy, who has been known to bring in grub for us, he double dipped today. He went and got twice as much delicious food for us. So it is a big dog kind of day, that's for sure. Welcome in. We have got all sorts of things to get into that are tied around the Jaguars, filling out the coaching staff, more interviews in the offing when it comes to the general manager position. How excited are you in the city of Jacksonville as far as the movement that has taken place up until this point? Because you're a little over a week removed from that original presser with Liam Cohen. So you guys just let us know what you think about how everything is going as we welcome you in. We got our head coach, Dave Campo. He's going to hang out with us for the first hour. We've got Hall of Famer Leroy Butler that's going to join us at the top of the 3 o'clock hour because this is an important time right now. Leroy can clue us in a little bit on now 2 defensive coaches that have come from the Green Bay Packers coaching staff. And then also, Leon, he might be able to give us a little intel on the chances that Freddie T has to make it into the Hall.
Hey, man, yeah, I was just telling JJ earlier this morning that if we get any younger, we're going to need a babysitter as far as the experience goes with the coaches and everything. So maybe Leroy can give us some insight. But when you're on a team like the Green Bay Packers, I mean, who've had success with their assistant coaches and their teams, he's got to be a welcome addition. You know, my whole thing was, you know, inexperience. You know, coach has only been in the business a couple of years. Mm-hmm. You know, he goes after guys that he's familiar with, which any coaching staff do. But I just want to make sure that staff, when it's put together, when they're put in intense moments, that they react, you know, accordingly,
right?
Sort of say.
Coach, what do you think about the way this thing's taking shape right now?
Well, I like it. I like it from the standpoint, you know, when we came into the league in 1989, there were 6 of us from the University of Miami and no NFL experience.
Yeah, they all said you guys got no shot, right?
Yeah, well, they said, actually, Buddy Ryan said, you know, there were no East Carolinas or Cincinnatis that we played at Miami in this league. So they didn't think we knew our butt from a hole in the ground. But the biggest thing is somebody's got to do something first. You know, the President of the United States isn't the President of the United States before he becomes that. Yeah. It's just like anything else.
We were talking.
Right, but let's be honest here.
Yeah.
You're talking about Jimmy Johnson, Dave Wannstedt, Butch Davis, Dave Campo. Those are legit dudes now.
Yeah, but at least to what coach is saying.
I know.
at that point,
I understand that they were all assistants, but those are dudes that legitimately knew what they were doing. They all grew into it. But there's no guarantee these guys are all going to be guys like that.
No.
Yeah, but coach, when coaching them, like coach is saying, is they became the Jimmy Johnson's Camp.
I get that, but they were also really, really good at the college level.
Absolutely, they were.
And they came together, which is also another interesting part of this.
I think one of the things that you look at, for example, and to go along with what you're saying, I think a tremendous hire would be Ron Rivera as a senior assistant, just to kind of oversee everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just you know, to offer, you know.
Right, because you guys came in together. That's another thing.
Right.
These guys are not coming in together. They're from different places.
But if nothing else, 2 or 3 of them have ties to one guy.
I get it. But these guys came in with the idea of this is our plan moving forward. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, that's why I immediately said it, is that they were a group, and there is something to be said for that. There's no question.
Yeah, Coach Campo and them had a competitive advantage because they all worked together. They worked together at the university. Had a plan, saw it succeed, knew what they wanted their team to look like, built on speed, tough, physical, no mental, that kind of stuff. So they all, you and Coach Johnson, I mean, y'all had a
bond.
Yeah, a bond. Y'all all sat at the round table.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, what Joe just said, though, guys. That's why he's going with a Hafley tree, because Hafley's they've all been around that guy. He likes, you know, certain things, and I think everybody will have a little bit of a connection because of that. And to me, I think that's going to be the biggest thing. And again, we don't know. You're absolutely right. We don't know. And remember, our first year in Dallas, we were 1-15. So, you know, there may be a transition involved in this. And fortunately, I think you got the quarterback set for 4 years or whatever number of years it is. So next year may be a situation where guys are getting a feel for it. But I think they're going to stick with this group. I think Cohen's going to be here for the duration, and unless things go really poor.
Now here's the question you got to ask yourself: could you go with a 1-15, 7-9, and eventually 12-4? I mean, because that's what coaching them did. I mean, could you? I mean, because it was a transition now,
right?
I mean, could this fan base endure it? Because they endure it. 1-15,
1-16 is not happening. If 1-16,
no, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just saying if a coach's transition from the Cowboys becoming the studs of the 90s as far as football went, it started at 1-15.
It's so funny.
It started 7-9, and then it went 12-4.
No, I understand what you're saying, but
if you opened up that fortune cookie and it said 1-15 soon will be Super Bowl, then you take it in a heartbeat.
You take it, right? But if you start out like if they go 20-25 and they're 1-16, he ain't coming back.
I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, no, he's a wrap.
Yeah. They'll be flipping and tripping. But the other part of it is it's funny. I joke in my mind, like, who will last longer? Will Pete Carroll still be in Vegas longer than Liam Cohen will be in Duval, or will the opposite be true?
Great question.
Because Pete Carroll is going to he will turn 74 a month into this new season. Who's going to last longer? And you got a handful of other guys. Obviously, they're stepping into new roles. And Pete Carroll comes in, like you just described with Ron Rivera, as a proven head coach that has taken a team to a Super Bowl. And obviously,
proven
he's
OC.
won one.
Yeah. He's going the old route of old guy, proven guy.
And I think the difference, the thing I like about Pete Carroll is not only is he old that way, but he's really young. He's got a lot of energy. I mean, I went up there a couple years ago when I was with the Cowart. Well, it's actually 4 years ago, so he's a little younger then. But he was throwing routes with the receivers and stuff at 70 years old or 69 or whatever.
And you're basically the same clock, okay? You're a little bit older than him, not a lot. But
I'm a little older than him.
Yeah, just a little, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't think I'm throwing any receiver
But you're
routes.
young at heart like he is.
I am. That's kind of the energy.
You're breaking
that
down
you're
plays
looking
in here,
for.
man.
Yeah.
You've been pushing me around in here when you're breaking down plays.
No.
And then
you're
also,
my favorite out of everybody here.
And then also inside the building,
Coach.
I know that hurt. He kept
I know he's lying. I am.
He is lying. Come on, man. He's the same thing you guys.
That's why I just passed right over it.
I love all you guys. I'm a team guy, and hopefully
thank
these
you.
guys are going to be the same way. JJ especially.
But the point is, like Pete is going older dude, Chip Kelly, guy, I should say older, guy who's been around the guy who's experienced in the NFL.
But it's also guys not familiar with.
Right, but Patrick Graham, another guy, been around the league forever. So he
kept a guy he's not familiar with.
Right. But you're also, you can clearly see what he's thinking. I want guys that have done this before.
Yeah. And Pete Carroll, he immediately said, we're not on a long road here. Okay, this is not a journey.
Right.
Okay, this is not a marathon.
This is about winning now.
Yeah, this is now. Okay,
Right.
I got so many ticks left. You want to see as many wins as you possibly can as a fan. So don't worry, we're running a fast race here, and so we'll see. But the other thing I was going to say is keeping Richard Angulo and Heath Farwell, which both of those guys in house have been productive and good at their job. So I like the fact that he was at the very least keeping a couple of holdovers.
Yeah, I like Angulo.
Yeah.
And the reason I like Angulo is he's the same reason we got Boselli in there. He's a Jaguar, and he understands, he played for us when I was there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going back a little
And he's
bit
a
there.
Big blocker too. He's not gonna let you get away with not blocking.
No, so I like that. And of course, Heath Farwell, he's did a great job, and the ex-player. I think the players like him, and I think that's a plus for
Coach,
sure.
this is the special teams capital of the world. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah,
but
I
it
know.
is.
3
Okay?
Pro Bowl guys in there.
Exactly. And Logan Cook won the punt off the other day.
Right.
At the Pro Bowl
I knew he
games.
was going to because he's the best punter in the league. I don't care what anybody says.
He's unreal. All right, so you guys jump in on that. Now let's at least jump over real quick to where they are at with the GM search. And I do like the fact that there's definitely pedal to the metal on this one too, Leon. They're not simply saying, hey, Schott has made multiple decisions in this offseason. And if you compare how many decisions he's made in this offseason to his other offseasons, this is like he's doubling and tripling down on decisions. He's gotten rid of a head coach. He's put interest out for another head coach with head coach or potential head coach withdraws his name. He fires his general manager.
Mm-hmm.
He appoints, or he goes and hires Liam Cohen himself. He appoints Ethan Waugh as the interim, hires Tony Baselli as the EVP, and says we're not resting. We're still going to get to that GM.
I think that's what everybody was hoping that the owner would do, because in the past, whether he did it or not, he came across that he was someone that just threw money at problems.
Yeah.
But this more so this year than years in past, he seems to be a little bit more assertive, a little bit more involved, has his hand on the button on guys in particular, who we going after. What. So that's all we ever ask. I mean, no disrespect. We're not asking for Jerry Jones.
Right.
But we just want somebody in the middle.
Yeah.
Somebody that comes across that, hey, listen, this matters to me.
You better believe
because we've struggled in the past. We want to get the right guys. We want to fix this. And this is not in my opinion, I'm hoping it's not a 1-year fix, 2-year fix. I'm hoping that this is a franchise fix, because I don't want to see the same recycle 3 years from now. I want this to be Liam Cohen be in a situation where there's some longevity, that he's here for the next decade or half a decade, or whatever it may be. But the recycling of coaches or GMs, I mean, every 3 to 5 years, I mean, that's not healthy for any franchise. It's good to see that he's got a pulse on moving forward what he wants the Jaguars to look like.
I know one thing, in dealing with a Jerry Jones, okay, I know one thing. He's been embarrassed. I don't know what it was before with Marone and all that stuff. I think it was a little easier for him, right? But the last two, Urban Meyer and this fiasco, 5-17, he's a little embarrassed. And, these guys, these billionaires, don't like to be embarrassed now. And I think he's stepped to the front and said, look, I'm going to get this thing right this time. We're going after it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of owners and franchises at the top that love the field horses that are in their sport. Yeah. And you can be described as a field horse, which means you're going to be the one that they beat. And this team no longer needs to be a field horse.
Right.
And they got to change it up a little bit. By the way, JJ, I don't know if you have any anniversary music, but
what is
February
anniversary
4th.
music?
Today is February 4th. 3 years ago, on this day, Doug Peterson was hired as the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. He did not make it to year 3 to celebrate the anniversary. Will this next guy make it to his 3rd year anniversary as the head coach of this Jaguars football team? I hope so.
What is anniversary music?
I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I was
threw it
thinking
out there.
Maybe violins, violins.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of sad right now.
I only have sad violins.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Well, it's kind of sad
there
right
it is. It is kind of sad. You didn't make it 3 years, bro.
Yeah, this ain't no Valentine
I
music.
would say based on how much Shad is paying this kid,
Yeah.
he's going to be here
He's-
after 3 years.
Yeah. Well, he's already still writing checks to at least 2. And now a 3rd one that's in the current position.
We never got official word on
No, we did not.
if we had to pay Herbs or if maybe the kicking of the kicker
Well, my guess
got
is
him
since
out of paying Herbs.
my guess is since you
Allegedly.
didn't hear about it, they paid him.
well, there was
that's
maybe
my
some
guess,
sort
too.
of deal.
Yeah, that's my guess too. All right, so that's where we are. So you guys let us know. We got to get to some Super Bowl talk, and we're going to set up the prop shop, and we're going to do our props inside XL Primetime. But then also I thought I'm just going to go into my beer closet, and I'm going to come up with a handful of stuff, and we're going to do that 10 prop sheet that we're going to compete on. And then we're going to maybe invite a few XL Primetimers to compete on that. Whoever has the highest score is going to win that out of the prize closet, all my beer goodies.
Yeah, and I definitely want whoever wins that thing buys lunch, right?
Yeah, that's just
We're
cool.
doing-
Whoever loses.
I mean,
Because
If
I got
it's
nothing.
unreal.
I got
Seriously.
nothing out of my pick wins this year. I want to be buying lunch if
Actually,
I win.
I do think we
Coach, the meat candy was for you, baby.
yeah. He brought in.
I
listen,
brought in.
Oh,
I brought
thank
in like
you,
10
yeah.
pounds of burnt ends.
Yeah,
at
burn in.
least.
I
and
know you
they're
love them.
they're outstanding.
Yeah.
You know what I love? Like you bring it up like it's a new, picks thing,
Yeah.
and he's like, I mean,
Already
it's
what
like
we playing for?
it's
Already
like
all
Ralphie
in.
out of the gate at Colorado, man. With the
Yeah.
beginning of the game, he's burst into the field.
What are we playing for?
What are we playing for, man?
Well, listen, I need to get him in on my square game and everything else. If he can deliver the winner, that's what I really need.
That's by the way, that's a coach who's desperate for competition. That's
Oh,
what that is.
Yeah. And we wonder if Pete Carroll still has that competitive edge to him. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. All right. So talking ball, talking Super Bowl, Yesterday we were talking NBA. They did introduce the newest version of the LA Lakers with Luka and LeBron. And they had a little presser earlier, so we'll pull a little sound from that just to kind of give you an idea of what's cooking out in sunny southern LA. And then we'll get right back to ball. We got college. Do you know what happens tomorrow? Is it not the first Wednesday in February, National Signing Day? And here we are. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Nobody knows. I didn't know
There's a couple players that are still there.
I know. They're just kind of hanging out there. But other than that, it's happening in December by and large. But we will touch on it. That's for sure. All right. It's XL Primetime. You guys, if you're just driving around, keep it right here on the AM or FM dial. If you're hanging out at home, you're on the stream or you're on the app, we appreciate it. But you can always dial up YouTube, search 1010XL, and watch the show live.
Mike Dempsey.
I know the leagues. I know the teams. I know these players. I know this wonderful game called football.
Get your fill of NFL football on Jaguars Today. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
Here for MyBookie. It's finally here. A game so big we're not even supposed to say the name, where the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Philadelphia Eagles at the Caesars Superdome. This isn't just the biggest game of the year, it's the ultimate betting event. If you are not on MyBookie, you are missing out on the action. Big game betting with MyBookie goes beyond just picking the winner. We've got all the wild props for this epic showdown. Will it be heads or tails for the coin toss? What color will the Gatorade for the drenching of the winning coach be? Even the length of the national anthem are up for bets at MyBookie. They love giving you options to bet on everything. Make it easy to win and even easier to get paid with MyBookie, whether you deposit with crypto or credit. Bonuses await. And our new loyalty program gives you cash back just for playing. Bet on big game boosted parlays, live betting, and jackpots that can turn small bets into big wins. Why just watch when you can own the big game? Sign up with MyBookie now using promo code 1010XL and get your 50% sign-up bonus to kick things off. Bet anything, anytime, from anywhere with MyBookie.
Who's going to Athens to join the Georgia Bulldogs?
This your team?
National Signing Day is Wednesday.
Joe's a heck of a player.
Open by Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Where else would you rather be?
Find out who's heading to your school on 1010XL.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a beautiful walk-in closet that's already so incredibly functional for me and old Beau Valentine. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 1-800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com. And take advantage of extended savings this month. Get 40% off and another 15% off with 18-month special financing.
This is Hayes Carlion for Physician Guided Weight Loss. I'm down 20 pounds already thanks to Physician Guided Weight Loss. I feel great, and it's all thanks to them. Their amazing technology, fast setup, friendly staff, and proven results have sold me. They can help you too, and it's affordable with firm pricing. No rising costs as you go. If you're like me and looking to kick off the new year with a leaner body, call my friends at Physician Guided Weight Loss at 257-4344. That's 257-4344.
Your new roof from Universal Roof and Contracting can help save a life. Percentage of every new roof this month will go to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. St. Jude's is leading the way. The world understands, treats, and defeats childhood cancer and other life-threatening diseases. Call 855-ROOF-HELP or visit universalroof.com to schedule your free roof inspection. This promotion ends February 28th. Universal Roof and Contracting, protecting your home, building your trust. License number CCC 057165, CBC 1258484.
David Lane here, and once again, I'm happy to share news of my success with back and knee surgeries at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. Whatever it is that's bothering you, take it from me. Simply set an appointment today at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and let them help you get back to normal life. I'm certainly glad I did.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Pickett here for Bound 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bowden Eye. Visit Bowden Eye & Associates today and experience the difference. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Transform your bathroom with stunning shower glass from Sky Glass Solutions in Jacksonville Beach. For a free quote, call 904-608-5151 or visit skyglasssolutions.com.
Dave Benyon with Zero Res. As the temps outside are warming up, so is Zero Res. Right now, it's the hottest price of the year. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for only $147, and the 4th room is free. That's right, the 4th room is on me. Google Zero Res and see what people are saying. Zero Res has over 6,000 5-star reviews. Remember, February is the hottest price of the year for Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $147, and the 4th room is free. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
When the heat's on high or the chill is too much, who you gonna call? Cool Cats Heating and Cooling is locally owned and operated with a perfect touch. You'll keep your home just right, day or night. AC to heating, don't take a beating. Call the coolest cats in town. With a 5-star Google rating, they're your neighbors, ready to help. So get your paw of approval from Cool Cats Heating and Cooling, the coolest cats in town. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The time to buy an emergency generator is before you need it, not when you're sitting in the dark. Storms happen in a hurry in Florida, so be prepared. Protect your family and property with American Electrical Contracting. Call them today, 737-7770.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
The answer is no way.
Yeah, Matt just came up to me after stuffing his face for 5 straight minutes during the commercial break and was like, I'm going to be sick. It's like, well, you could just use some willpower and maybe say no sometime.
Well, I didn't eat breakfast, and I'm thinking, all right, protein, I'll throw a little vegetables down. It's a perfect little combination, and then I'm just like, I'm done, man.
JJ, I'm like, no way. No, I'll never turn it down. There's no way. Whenever
Leon's the best.
But Coach is one of the most disciplined dudes in the building.
Impressive.
He'll just watch 4 fat asses feed and just sit there.
He'll sit back and chill, but if you bring some sweets in, he's all over it.
I just hope that
he cannot control himself with the sweets.
No, and I just hope Campanile has a little more discipline than the guy sitting next to me here.
Campanile, our new hero.
Yep. All right, so real quick, let's just at least stay on that since you did say that, Coach. And you like the idea of, at the very least, what you see, you're trying, like anybody else out there, you're trying to find positives. You can't look at all these guys, and these guys are going to suck. We have no idea whether they're going to be good, great, average, bad, whatever. I'll admit I fell into the big old Ryan Nielsen trap last year. I thought this guy was going to come in, be aggressive, blitzes from everywhere. You don't know where they're coming from.
Loved
nothing
him,
cheap and nothing deep.
Yeah, you love nothing cheap and nothing deep.
I
that
loved
was your
it.
guy, man.
I loved it. And I wasn't the only one, but I fell hook, line, and sinker for that trap. But
does Campanile have a mustache? Do we know?
He looks like he's a clean-shaven cat.
But he's got a little mantle that he goes by that right, that we talked about last week. And
listen, his brother's name is Nunzio. That ought to give you some indication.
Good enough for me.
I guess
enough for me.
The best thing he is that I've heard him say, he didn't say it since he's been here, he said it in previous stops, is everybody understands an ass whooping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no there's no way you can't look at it in this way or that way or this way. Everybody understands what that is. In other words, when you're on the field, that's what we're looking for.
I want to kick their ass. It's funny that 2 people can get into it and one doesn't win and the other one does, and then they both stop and walk away. Somebody both knew exactly what just happened. So take that to the field, Leon. When that was your job, like I always love the story with Jason Taylor. Between you and Big Bo, you whooped that ass. You made Jason Taylor say, I give.
Well, no, what I told Jason in the game is I knew Basella was over there working him pretty good, and then he came on my side, and then he was a pass play, and I punched him and stopped him, and I told him, I said, hey, man, I said, I don't know what you thought you were coming over here for, because whatever you got over there, you're going to get over here. Hey, listen.
You just got me up in my seat.
I'm just saying, Coach, the amount of conversations that go on in the game, man, it's a lot of smack talk. I just want to let him know, don't think because you leaving that side and coming to this side that you ain't going to get the same thing. But I mean,
was locker room talk.
Yeah, but that's you gotta, when he's talking about everybody knows about an ass whooping, that kind of stuff, right? You got to have that kind of mindset. You got to create that kind of culture. That both sides of the ball get after it, kind of physical. And when you say create a culture, that's what it's all about. It's about going out there each and every Sunday, delivering a blow, delivering the blow.
Joe, have you heard it? JJ, do you have it?
Both of them. The first one was unreal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like when we played it Friday, like everybody at the table, Cleo, Leon, Dave, like all wanted to like go run through a wall for this guy.
Yeah.
And look, there have been other through the wall speeches that I've heard. I need action.
Not like that.
I know that. You got to understand what I'm saying.
Dave, I think, was sweating, actually.
Right. You got to understand what I'm saying. I'm 100% behind it. I just need to see the results.
Yeah, well, of course.
I need to see somehow, some way. There have been a lot of people that have walked in and said a lot of great things.
True.
You need to deliver.
Yeah. I mean, listen, everybody wins the offseason. That's why I said I'm giving them 6 months.
Yeah.
Everybody wins the offseason. Everybody buys in. Everybody's loving the speech and everything like that. But when September rolls around, week 1, we'll see. That's when it matters.
I always joke, you walk into a restaurant, and it could be a fast food chain, and you look up on the wall, and that is the biggest, juiciest burger you've ever seen. And then you order it, it lands on your tray, you open up that wrapper, take a bite of it, ain't the same.
No,
it don't look the same. It ain't the same. And so you got to make sure that you deliver, that whatever it is you say you're going to bring to the table, you've got to do it.
And I found the speech. I would have to do a little cleaning up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Well, listen.
But you do. Okay, let us know.
Maybe next segment.
Yeah. All I know is I heard Fred Taylor speak the other day on one of the shows.
Right.
And, he made the comment about, how players take how their coach is. That's how they, they take
a reflection
of what's going on. When I came in that day on Friday, and I thought it was just going to be, another day we're talking ball, whatever. When he came on that thing, I mean, I came up out of my seat.
You did, yeah.
And to me, it's okay. A defensive coach has got to have that mentality. He has to. That's what defense is. When you really break it down, it's all about kicking the other guy's tail.
Right.
That's what it is. Offensively, the offensive line has to be that way, but they have to be a little bit finesse as well because they have to do more stuff.
Controlled aggression.
Yeah. They have to, protections. They have to listen to each other. They got all these different things. Defense is about definitely just whipping the guy in front of you.
Right.
And when you just have kind of a milquetoast guy leading you, that's why I think the assistant coaches are so important, especially on defense, because those guys are the guys that have got to have energy. Energy is the key to me. And it's a young man's game. It's a young man's game, and I think these guys have got a chance to be that way.
Like I always joke that I did like the nothing deep and nothing cheap, and now I hope the players overplays takes over, and that's Liam Cohen's kind of his mantra, which I'm all for. And I'll use another screamer. Joe Cullen, was he not a screamer?
I don't know Joe Cullen.
Oh, okay.
So
Joe Cullen is a screamer, okay? He just lets some stuff fly left and right. Well, where is he coaching now? He's coaching where there's success, and he can yell and scream. If there's not enough good players around, they're not going to be successful. And so you've got to have the personnel to go along with that passion.
That's true.
Joe, don't throw a wet blanket on top of our party right now.
I'm just saying it.
I think you are, actually.
It has to happen, okay? And look, I'm the eternal optimist in the offseason, okay? I love it all the time, but I want to see the results.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you've definitely preached that, Leon, for years. All right, you guys let us know, 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in the YouTube chat and let us know. But I the last couple of guys that have to basically be put in here, offensive coordinator, offensive line coach, your gut, what is it telling you as far as – and that's not the 100% finishing of the list, but you get my point.
Well, the only thing I say is that the offensive line coach is so important And Liam has come out and said, we got to win up front. And he's kind of portrayed what Leon talks about all the time.
Right.
When they come out of the huddle, they want to see some guys coming out of there with a little fire in their belly. Well, to me, if you can't find that, they tried to get both offensive line coaches at Tampa Bay, and they wouldn't let them out. So it would not surprise me to have the offensive coordinator that he picks be an offensive line coach, to get the best offensive line coach that he can get. And to me, that's something I think that we might need because, that's a position that's extremely important in my opinion.
I mean, I would think it's as important as any position coach he has on the team right now.
That's right.
Because
Especially if they're changing the type of player up front.
Sure. And if they're changing the scheme and everything, 100%, yeah. And he, especially considering what he said in his introductory press conference, that it's all about the offensive line. I would think this is a critical hire.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
and
agree.
he could be, and what coach? The combination of change the offensive line, become more physical, become not a run dominant team, but a run effective team, and then you run play action off of it. But then Liam Cohen's calling plays, right? So so the OC could be the O-line coach.
Yeah, see, in reality, that guy, there's going to be times probably where that guy is in front of the entire group, as a coordinator, because if Liam's doing it right, he's going to be involved defensively as well, some. But the main thing is it's going to be a guy that's organized and is a guy that is coaching that offensive line, to be perfectly honest with you.
All right, a couple off the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Just as far as the excitement goes, texter, it feels like a breath of fresh air with all the recent moves. For the first time in 4 years, I can't wait for free agency and the draft. And I get it because you hope now there are new eyes. And it's been longer than 4 years because you went from Dave Caldwell to Trent Baalke, and things just have not panned out. Another one, excited. We pumped, though cautious, but cautiously excited. I'll take that. We don't know what's coming.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we've got a few months to let all this sink in. It's like a slow drip IV. All right, we got all the way up until September, and then we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm gonna be on board.
I love your analogies. I'll tell you, you fire me up every time I come in here.
I'll be a coach. Absolutely.
Another one says, sounds like a lot of first timers. That makes me really nervous.
Yeah.
And then another one said, Coach would beat you all up. I'll take that bet, and I don't think you're wrong there at all. And then let's get to a couple of the Big Bo comments that he had. Tony Baselli, now EVP, Executive Vice President of your Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll get to a couple of those comments coming up. And then we got to get to the Super Bowl. Who you liking? Chiefs, Eagles. This is a redo from a couple of years ago that these two teams saw each other. And Nick Sirianni has once again gotten his bunch back. Not whole new, but a heck of a lot of new guys on the defensive side of the ball, along with the newbie and Saquon. And then the same old Chiefs. They just keep getting it done. So we're going to look at the game coming up on XL Primetime.
You will tell me what I want to know.
You're not getting anything out of me.
Who sent you here?
The good people of Jacksonville.
Who are you?
1010XL.
Ackerman Urology is now servicing the World Golf Village area. If you have elevated PSA, prostate, bladder, or kidney issues, plan to see the experts at Ackerman Urology right away. Their new location off I-95 at International Golf Parkway.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. New year, new you. How many times have you heard that? We all set goals when the new year begins, and more times than not, it revolves around the way we look. So if you're ready to get serious about being the best you, it's time to get serious about Awaken 180 weight loss. It's time to get serious about losing weight the right way and getting into the best shape of your life safely. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 115, and you can drop the pounds too. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is, Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Reach your goals with Awaken 180 weight loss and become a new you. Trust me, it was simple, a word you never hear used with the weight loss programs unless you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with a solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hello, First
Coast, I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
If you've played sports or still lead an active life, chances are joint pain is nothing new. This is Dr. George Barry of Barry Orthopedics, and we like to be your option when it comes to taking care of your body and getting back in the game. From shoulders to elbows to hip and knee pain, Barry Orthopedics can diagnose and treat a variety of injuries that are causing you pain. We are Barry Orthopedics and online at barryorthopedics.com. With more than 30 years of experience, our team is here to care for your entire family.
Find out more at barryorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
Epic announcement. It's been cold in Florida. Epic Cool Heating and Air will tune up that furnace and keep you epically warm. Stay epically comfortable and visit epichvacservice.com. That's epichvacservice.com.
It's the time of the year to cash in. Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet, and the amount of sports going on right now is perfect for building parlays. Bet on football, basketball, hockey, you name it. Check it all out on the Hard Rock Bet app. The Discover page is a great place to start to see what others are betting on. Don't miss out on the big game. Hard Rock Bet is rolling out over $5.9 million in bonus bets. Download the app now. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 3rd, 2007, the Indianapolis Colts beat the Chicago Bears at the Super Bowl, winning 29-17. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Peyton Manning is awarded MVP.
Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
Don't miss the big game specials at Southern Steer Butcher. Check out our website for the big game snack attack, party combo, sampler combo, and the best buffalo dip you've ever had.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here of Helmets and Heels. Join us live next Wednesday, February 12th, noon to 2 at the new showroom of Renewal by Anderson off Beach in San Pablo. The Buddy Bus will be there along with food from Firehouse Subs. That's Wednesday, February 12th.
Hammond, Valentine's Day is coming up. Got any romantic plans?
Dad, I'm married to Clean Air. My plan is to help Jacksonville families breathe easier.
You're helpless, but Clean Air does sound nice. Can duct cleaning really help?
Absolutely. Dust, allergens, even odors can build up in your ducts. Cleaning them now makes your air fresher and healthier for your family. The EPA says better indoor air quality can reduce health risk.
So cleaning ducts are like Valentine's Day gift for the house.
Exactly. Forget chocolates. Fresh air lasts longer and doesn't melt. Plus, we've got a February special, $100 off your total.
All right, sign me up. Maybe fresh air will make Mom fall in love with me again all over.
You'll have to take her to dinner for that, but cleaner air will definitely help.
Fair enough. Jacksonville, if you're ready to show your home some love, Google Zerorez and read over 7,000 five-star reviews. Zerorez.
Spelled Florida backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Cerorez. Zerorez.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
XL Primetime, beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Temperature's warming up a little bit. We had all that cold weather. I guess it's coming back because, how do you say it?
Wait, what?
Poxitani Phil, is that right?
No, don't buy that.
I know that, but let me at least get it out, okay?
Poxitani.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Poxitani Phil, they always make up what they want to make up as far as whether winter's going to be 6 weeks long.
Don't you throw that bad mojo on me, Josie.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying they said it over the weekend, and here we have beautiful, warm sunshine. So who knows whether it's going to. They always decide what they want to decide. as far as Groundhog
Right,
Day.
but we will decide what we want here on the First Host Show.
Yeah. Believe me, I got out this morning and I love the sun.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the unshine state. I'm a fan of the sunshine.
Yeah, I was sweating this morning.
State.
Too. That was good.
All right, so since we are in the sunshine state, and we've been talking about coaching and filling out the staff, let's do a 10-10 take here real quick, JJ.
Now, Josie's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since 68.
Recipes matter. They've been doing it since 1968. They know exactly what they're doing. That means they get up early. They get that oak just roaring in the flame. They drop those ribs and pork and turkey and chicken over it, and they make sure that recipe is tried and true. So definitely check them out. I like the idea of the recipe that is being put together here in the city of Jacksonville, courtesy of the cook, Liam Cohen. Now, we'll find out whether he can cook for real or not and get this whole staff together and basically put together Hell's Kitchen for the other team. That would be great if he could pull that off. But this staff is going to be part of the recipe to where this team can get back to where they're a feared unit, they're a productive unit, they can score, they can stop you, all that stuff. And I hope like heck we're going to be able to get there. But that's ultimately what it takes. The offseason, putting together the plan, knowing who you're going to go draft, and how you're going to develop those guys into stars. Honestly, that is the recipe, and we'll find out if we can get there.
Any more analogies from you? Cook?
I love it, dude. I love
Hell's
it.
Kitchen recipe?
I want to
else?
see him cook. I want to see if he can.
Cooking with Cohen?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I want to see him do it. Now, the other guy, speaking of Hell's Kitchen, he has a fiery tongue.
Right.
That's for sure. JJ, I don't know whether he's surgically clean.
Give me 1 second to go through it, and just in case I missed something.
Because we did have Charles, one of our texters, he says, Joe, he goes, I'm calling him Tony the Nail Campanile.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And so
I
that
like
would
that
be
a lot.
good.
The Nail.
And like I said earlier, Joe Cullen and plenty of other guys, they love to tie together great bunch of cuss words like the old man would do in the Christmas Story. But you got to get guys to listen to you. And you got to teach with everything that you're doing.
Right. His substance is part of it. And the guys your substance is with is part of it, too, as we said earlier.
As its results, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you what, I have to say this. One of the toughest guys that I ever coached in 46 years was at the University of Bridgeport. Mm-hmm. His name was Fazio Bagnoli.
That's a great Italian name.
Fazio Bagnoli?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you, as a head coach, Leon can attest to this. You might have had a little fire in your speech and in your voice.
Yeah.
You would get after guys.
One thing that I did was I didn't use the language a ton.
Yeah.
But I used it for effect.
When it was necessary.
They knew when I said something what it meant. So some of it you can't just do that in everyday speech. You got to pick out your poison when you do that.
I will say that Leon says you had one specific word that
it
you
was a
liked to
corny
use.
phrase. It was a corny phrase. I remember.
Can we say it?
No, I can't say it. Absolutely not.
Dang.
But
It wasn't as bad as what he was using.
Coach didn't use it frequently, but when he said it, everybody in practice heard it.
Yeah.
So that's why I remembered it. And I remember I told him last year I remember what it was. He said, how did you remember that? I said, it was effective, Coach. Let me just say that. It was effective. Very effective.
And the thing, I believe, at least based on what the stories you've told, the stories Coach has told, they did a great piece in Dallas with him as the head coach and how he rose through the ranks. And you could just see the fire in him.
Yeah.
It's all right. So here it is, JJ.
Yeah, so I took out the F-bombs, but if you have kids in the car, you might want to turn it down.
Yeah, okay. So
for
there you
about
go.
40 seconds.
There's a warning, but we just want to make sure we give you a little idea of how this guy's going to be talking to his team.
Everybody understands ass whooping, okay? I can go to Greece and somebody start getting their ass whooped. We all understand what's happening. Okay, we're all speaking the same language, right? We might not be able to communicate, but if somebody getting their ass kicked, nothing's lost in translation, okay? All over the world, they speak ass whooping, okay? To the day you die, okay? So here's what I'm saying. Let's eliminate that factor. They can't outwork you. Eliminate that, and let's see what the happens. Let the chips fall where they meant, okay? Let's all just commit to each other. That's what we're going to do. Don't stop throwing fucking punches. Don't stop attacking the ball. Don't fucking stop finishing blocks, and then we'll see what happens.
The Nail.
Yeah.
He's like he's in Sopranos.
You're talking dirty to me, and I kind of like it.
He's like in Sopranos group, is he not? Like he's the Nail.
He's like Paulie. Okay.
He's more than Paul.
Hey, but Paulie got the job done whenever he needed to. Okay.
This guy rules.
Sit right out there in front of the
What
pork
are you talking about?
I really hope this guy doesn't suck.
Me too. Me too, because
me
he's
too.
phenomenal.
But here's another thing, and Coach can attest to this too. I mean, anytime you got a new coaching staff to come in, a lot of these players, if that's going to be his approach towards coaching, a lot of these players can't take it personal because we're trying to get better. And a lot of your bad habits that you're so used to from last year, and the reason why we lost games, they're here to effectively correct them.
Yeah.
And if they're going to correct them with that kind of tone or that kind of voice, just deal with it.
And let me ask
just
you.
deal with it. You got to be coach. You got to be coachable. If you want to be great, you want to be coached hard. If you want to be great,
And you've said it quite often that players need discipline, even though they may not like it to begin with.
They do.
They need it.
They need it. They know they need it. Yeah, they effectively need
Now,
discipline.
how quickly can you reverse course from, let's just call it Club Med, whatever, because they weren't being coached very hard. It didn't look like.
Feelings and ice cream.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what it.
But I'm gonna tell you this, Joe.
How quickly can you?
Yeah, but if you're used to that, if you're used to that soft surf cone approach,
From feelings and ice creams to F you and
listen,
get your butt in
it would bother me because I never felt comfortable. On my 5 years at Miami, I never felt comfortable. I went to Pittsburgh, I never felt comfortable. TC, I never felt comfortable, right? So I was dealing with stern, strategic order for my whole career.
Military-esque.
Exactly. That's what I dealt with. So anything like that, no, the one place when I went to the Ravens, and I because they had just won the Super Bowl, and they were lax, they were comfortable. They asked guys if they wanted the condition. I told Jonathan Ogden, I was his roommate during that time right there. Jonathan Ogden had a pitch count, okay? He only had a certain amount of plays in practice that he had, and they pulled him. And I went into, we had roommates, and I came in there, I said, man, if you ever leave here, you're the biggest fool in the NFL. He said, y'all to do that in Jacksonville? I said, hell no.
You crazy?
Jacksonville. Crazy? He said, pitch count.
Oh, yeah. And there's a time now where everyone has a pitch count, not back then.
No.
Yeah,
No, sir.
No.
That's for sure.
No.
All right, so the idea of changing everything and doesn't need to be 180 degrees in the opposite direction. There definitely, like we said, some holdover coaches inside the building. It's not like they're going to say, hey, this is not how we did it, that we need to keep doing it that way. But Heath Farwell's been very good at his job. And as you said earlier, Coach, Richard Angulo's been good. Evan Ingram, good player. Brenton Strange looks like a developing good player, a guy that they can have inline blocking. And you can even go back to Luke Farrell, pretty good inline blocker. But they're going to have to look at this roster really hard as far as who they're going to keep and who they're going to.
Well, that's what we were talking about earlier in the podcast about the fact that I think he should bring in a couple of guys that know him, on offense and Campanelli, Neely, whatever his name is, needs to bring in a couple of guys that know him. Because the locker room listens to their own peers more than they do the coaches sometimes. And if he jumps somebody like Leon's talking about and they're not used to it, somebody's got to say, hey, yeah, that's good. Don't worry about it. If he stops talking to you, then you got a problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, none of that. Like a lot of these guys got to the NFL from hard coaching.
Yeah.
Mark Stoops coached Josh Hines Allen hard, okay?
Yeah.
Kirby Smart coached Trayvon Walker hard. Coach Tyson Campbell, hard. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how they got to where they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't suddenly get to the NFL and some guy else offers you ice creams and feelings.
Yeah.
It's not how it works.
Well, yeah.
That might work for one season.
Right.
And you have this rare, outlier season. Right. And then right after that, all the way down.
It's so funny. You can go back from Gus Bradley to Doug Marrone, and I'll never forget, Ryan O'Halloran was the guy who did it. Almost positive it was Ryan. And he charted the number of plays they had in pads in training camp daily and how many times they hit. And the number was drastic compared to what was under Gus. They didn't hit nearly as much. And then Marrone got them, and they were hitting. Well, what happened? After 2017, they had success. They started bridging it back down.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you need to hit all the time, but you need to keep that level of intensity up that you're talking about. And all coaches do it differently. It's not like Andy Reid, I don't believe, is going out there and making sure they're padded and hitting all the time.
The worst thing for players is getting comfortable, right?
Yeah, you don't want to get comfortable. But then I say that, and then You got a coach like George Seifert, who was the 49ers, where they never put on pads, but they executed at a very high level. And we played them in Barcelona thinking, oh, they ain't in pads. We're going to kill these guys. And we got destroyed. Okay, so, but they've got a system. They had a formula.
And it was their tempo in practice, too.
They executed in practice at a very, very high level. I mean, when you got guys like Rice and all and Steve Young and all that kind of stuff, you can run that kind of shift because everything they're doing full speed. They're executing at a high level, and they're not making mistakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Leon, question asked on the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Did you at least get orange slices at halftime with TC?
Orange slices? Fruit? Fruit on the sideline with TC? Are you serious? No, we didn't have no orange slices, unfortunately.
And another asking, Leon, if the players can't handle tough coaching, they need to go. No more soft era Jags.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I just want to see what looks like when they walk out on the field that other team is paying attention.
Yeah.
They're fearing them a little bit.
And that's kind of what he said with the offensive line. The first thing you look at, he wants to make sure they understand who that's coming out of that huddle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they need to be able to own the clock, own the line of scrimmage, keep moving the chains, all that stuff, and then everyone will be rewarded if they can do that. They can dominate there.
If you look at this defense, I mean, physically, athletically, they're an imposing team.
Yeah, we got some decent athletes,
but
no doubt.
But it's just, it doesn't play out, man.
No.
They don't know what they're doing half the time. They don't take good angles. They don't tackle well. That's all stuff that can be coached, right, Dave?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, especially when you take a look at they were 31st in total defense, last in pass defense, 25th in run defense, 27th in scoring defense, and 25th on third downs.
If I had a chance to talk to Campanelli, the first thing I'd say to him is, look, if nothing else, get them lined up against a bunch and have them play it correctly. If you do that, you're going to save about 20 third down and 5 plays during the course of the last 2 years.
How do you go 12 months without learning how to cover in a punch set, Dave? Like, how does that even happen?
I have no idea.
Because the players on the field ain't communicating. They ain't talking.
Yeah.
I mean,
something's wrong.
At some particular point, there's got to be a conversation on the field like, hey, bro, and just say, hey, you got him, something. Right. Because, I mean, come on, it was like the Three Stooges and the guys running into each other, guys falling down. Like, what the hell is going on around here?
Scary. It really is.
Yeah.
All right, let's make time for a Hall of Famer, somebody who knew how to pass off. Leroy Butler, Jacksonville's own, a Green Bay Packer great. And we'll ask him about two guys that have been plucked off of that defensive staff, aside of the football he knows very well. We'll do that all coming up in the 3 o'clock hour. It's XL Primetime. Big Search, Maddie, Coach Campo, Joe C., and JJ.
1010XL's Dan Hicken dominated Folio Weekly's Best of 2024. Best TV sports anchor, Dan Hicken. Best radio sports anchor, Dan Hicken. Best radio sports show starring Dan Hicken. 1010XL, the home of Dan Hicken. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about the fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Roses are red, violets are blue. A broken pipe? That's no way to woo. This Valentine's Day, don't let plumbing or HVAC problems ruin the romance. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Prosser here, still telling you about Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Lifetime Enclosures is keeping the sale going into February. Enclosures starting at only $89 a month, and if you get a complete enclosure done, you get free flooring. If you just need flooring, Lifetime Flooring is running a buy one room, get the second room free. Now offering floor coating for that garage or patio deck too. Give them a call or visit their showrooms just off Phillips Highway. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL celebrates African Americans who positively impacted the First Coast. I'm RJ Saunders, and I'll share Black History Month stories with you throughout February. Black History Month on 1010XL is brought to you by Instant Keys and McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center.
As of 9 a.m. this morning, our EV trucking company is officially in operation.
Andrew's zero-emission trucks are driving the transportation category forward.
We'll make driving safer, easier, and less stressful. Now our technology needs to keep up with demand.
He needs to put pedal to the metal on hiring more software engineers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Need or want cash? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
The flagship station of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Mia here for MyBookie. It's finally here. A game so big we're not even supposed to say the name, where the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Philadelphia Eagles at the Caesars Superdome. This isn't just the biggest game of the year, it's the ultimate betting event. If you are not on MyBookie, you are missing out on the action. Big game betting with MyBookie goes beyond just picking the winner. We've got all the wild props for this epic showdown. Will it be heads or tails for the coin toss? What color will the Gatorade for the drenching of the winning coach be? Even the length of the national anthem are up for bets at MyBookie. They love giving you options to bet on everything. Make it easy to win and even easier to get paid with MyBookie, whether you deposit with crypto or credit. Bonuses await. And our new loyalty program gives you cash back just for playing. Bet on big game boosted parlays, live betting, and jackpots that can turn small bets into big wins. Why just watch when you can own the big game? Sign up with MyBookie now using promo code 1010XL and get your 50% sign-up bonus to kick things off. Bet anything, anytime, from anywhere with MyBookie.
Follow Florida Gators men's basketball on 1010XL. Brought to you by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And by Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators. It's time to get up and go to the Jacksonville RV Mega Show, Thursday through Sunday, February 6th through 9th at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center. It's Northeast Florida's largest RV show with hundreds of RVs on display, lifestyle booths, plus win $250 gift cards every day. Adults $10, kids under 12 free. Seniors get half off on Thursday. Military and first responders half off every day. Thursday through Saturday 9 to 5, Sunday 9 to 4. The Jacksonville RV Mega Show.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Value or flavor? Price or taste? Why choose when you can get both with everyday deals at Sonny's? Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, and all you can eat ribs for just $19.99. Yep, you heard right. All your favorites are now available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmaster since '68.
I'm Max Fink here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update presented by Baker Glass. Well, the Magic lost again last night in a close 104-99 hard-fought West Coast battle to Golden State. Cole Anthony put on a good performance with 26 points, but it was not enough to keep up with the Warriors' veteran scorers. Andrew Wiggins capped the night with 25 points, while Steph Curry had 24. Magic coach Jamal Mosley spoke on what makes Steph Curry so effective.
He never stops moving. Yeah. That's one thing. So he's creating mismatches on switches, and he never stops moving. He's become more of a screener to get other guys open. So now you've got to collapse because you're focused on him so much, and then he's now flying off another screen. But Draymond coming back, their chemistry and him knowing where to find Steph, I thought was another big key in that.
It's 77 degrees at 2:58. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
3 o'clock hour is here. A beautiful Tuesday. Hopefully everybody's having a good one, getting ready for the Super Bowl. The line movement hasn't been much, but a little bit as far as the Kansas City Chiefs are concerned against the Philadelphia Eagles. So we will get into that coming up in just a little bit. And as I said, I'm going to set up the prop shop and give a couple of listeners a chance to get in our bet. We've all agreed Coach Campbell's going to hang out for, we hope, a conversation with Leroy Butler coming up here in just a few moments. But we all agree this is a prop 10 prop sheet, 10 props on one sheet that we're all going to pick. Loser buys
losing lunch. I love it.
Oh, I thought it was a winner buys lunch.
No, why would the winner buy lunch?
Just because.
Just because?
He deserves it.
Yeah, that's kind of like whenever you get an ace, a hole in one, you got to pick up the bar tab.
Right.
It's the most unrewarding shot in golf. It really is.
That's what I was leaning on right there.
Yeah, the other day at Pebble Beach.
Well, I wouldn't mind that because then you'd have to buy that.
Yeah, because you've been crushing us. You'd have to pick up the tab. But the other day at Pebble Beach, Rory McIlroy on Spyglass Hill aced the 15th, and then Shane Lowry, his good friend, aced the 7th. And both of them had that bar tab to deal with. And Rory's like, I'm expecting Shane to pick up a bigger chunk of it.
Yeah.
But can you imagine the bar tab that you would have to pick up with those two cats holding it? Yeah, that's it's never really made a lot of sense. But a lot of clubs, and I think Southampton does this, where they'll just basically just throw a little bit in every week. So whoever gets the next ace, there's a starter kit that you can go along with. All right, let's say hello to Jacksonville's own, a Hall of Famer, a great Green Bay Packer, a great Seminole, and certainly just a great dude all the way around. Leroy Butler joins us now on XL Primetime. Leroy, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. I want to say congratulations to my brother, Tony Baselli. And I'm online now trying to fill out an application to be his intern, but I can't get through my Wi-Fi buffering or something.
Listen, whatever we can get, and we'll take Hall of Famers like you and Tony to get in that front office and fix things down here, that's for sure. I think it's a good place to start, though, Leroy, because this team with Liam Cohen has gone and hired a couple of guys off of that Packers defensive staff. So start there and give us any intel that you have from two Anthonys, Campanile and Perkins, being hired away.
The thing about it is, I'm going to start with the head coach first. You have to read the room and make sure he gets some good get Duval correct.
That's the truth.
But I'm going to give him a pass that he did something correct by hiring guys that are teachers.
Okay.
And I think that's the difference between coaches. Sometimes, they coach veterans, and you're going to need coaches to coach the young guys. These guys have coached the youngest team in the league, the Green Bay Packers, and had them performing at a high level. They was a top 6, 7 defense and a 4-3 defense. So that's what you're going to need, guys with energy, but guys to understand that what they do a good job of, both of the guys, to be honest with you, they find out what you're good at. Find out what you're good at and let you do that. That's the only way you can get things turned around at a pace. But in this league, it's what have you done for me lately? Everybody wants to win. But sometimes it's a process you have to go through, especially on defense.
Leroy, what up, my brother?
What's up, my brother? Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. So I wanted to ask you, Leroy, when it comes to the coaching staff being relatively young, how important is that first team meeting that everybody buys into his philosophies, the things that he wants to do in the off season?
Well, that's a platinum point. The first meeting is the coach, and I did it 4 times. I put 4 head coaches. But I was more interested, Leon, in meeting my position coach and my coordinator. And people say, okay, why? Spend the most time with
No, your cell's breaking up just a little bit.
Oh, I apologize. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I apologize. Mike Holman was never a coach before, so I really didn't know what to expect. But when he came in, the messaging is so important. And he came in saying he knows how to win, but everybody got to buy in. Everybody got to buy in. If everybody buys in, we're on the same page, we can win a championship. But if you go in there and try to be like the Bobby Knights of the world, the yellers and the screamers, you're going to lose some kids in the 20s because the guys in the 30s understand, but the guys in the 20s are like, listen, I just want to get to that high level. How can you help me do that? That's all done in the first initial meeting. And then after that, you carry that message.
So, Leroy, Dave always talks about buying in and about culture. Just explain to everybody as a player what is buying in.
Oh, man, that's why I love this show. Y'all ask great questions. That would mean that everybody has a playbook, right? Everybody has a playbook. If you're listening to this, yes, I'm 56. We used to have what we call a phone book. It was big and thick. It had everybody's name in it. It was huge. Now, everybody gets those. Sometimes you get a supplement. That's about 4 pages. Everybody don't get those. Buying in means that, yes, I didn't get a supplement because I'm not a pass rush specialist. I'm not on that package. But I'm not going to get jealous of my teammate. I'm going to help him. And now you understand how you can win. But if everybody go with the hidden agenda, maybe some guy in the contract year, maybe some guys worry about his 5th-year option, maybe some guy's wife going to have twins next week. I mean, maybe it's a lot going on. But when you go into the locker room, it's one team, one dream. If you don't do that, you're not going to win. And case in point, that's what Kansas City want to do to Philly. He want to have them go after each other because they're not getting the ball. Or I didn't get but 2 catches. Or I didn't do this. Or my wife is not in a suite. Or this. You can't worry about that. You buy into the messaging. And that's how you win a Super Bowl.
Leroy, this is Dave Campo. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, Coach?
Doing good. Listen, when we came into Dallas in '89, Jimmy had Michael Irvin in the locker room. And, you know, he had been with us, obviously, at Miami. How important will it be, in your opinion, that the guys coming in, Liam and, let's say, Campanile, the D coordinator from the Green Bay, brings in a couple guys that kind of know them, that can kind of be the sell them in the locker room? Do you think that that's important?
I think it's paramount. I think they used to have, Coach, remember they used to have the quality control position? Maybe they still have it. That guy knows the system, and he can teach it to the assistant. But more often, if you get a guy who played in a system that can teach it to guys when the coaches aren't around, it's so valuable. It really is. Because that guy can lean on that guy and say, now, what did Coach mean by this? What do I do? So you'll see a lot of that. If it's a guy that, if they get a GM that kind of buys in with the coaches because it's a partnership. You know, we play this 4-3, but we like our linebackers to play it like this. Now, there's a couple guys that are free agents that I coached in Green Bay. I'd love to have them if it's available. That really helps your team out.
Right.
It takes a lot of pressure really off the coaches.
We're talking with Leroy Butler, Hall of Famer, Jacksonville man through and through, and getting ready for another announcement of a Hall of Fame class. So, Leroy, and I look at these names, and we're talking about decorated dudes, okay, from Jared Allen and Willie Anderson, Eric Allen, on and on and on, Antonio Gates, and other big names. What do you think the chances are for Fred Taylor to crack that finalist number and make it into the Hall?
Okay, I like to be transparent. So, yes, I am biased because I love Fred Taylor. But when you play in an expansion team like the Jaguars, sometimes people forget about what you did. Yeah. And being a finalist to me, because I was a finalist for 2 years, Tony did, I think, for 6 or 7, that means you're going to get in, you just don't know when. Because there's no really benchmark on how many yards, how many touchdowns. We get all that. But what Fred did was he didn't play in the biggest market, and he always played great. And he was a great teammate. I think his chances are good as anybody in doing that. When you're a finalist, your chance is as good as anybody. It's just that whoever's selling your case, he has to go from a lawyer to Perry Mason.
Yeah.
You Google that name, he never lost a case.
It's old school.
Yes. I mean, you have to tell him your guy is something special. And because they'll be going through the rounds when you're a finalist from 15 to 10. At 10, then they start to vote. And that's when you have a chance to get in. So his chance is as good as anybody.
Now, Leroy, before we let you go, I didn't want to bring it up, but it's on the table.
I know what that means.
I'm just trying to figure out how was there more slow. There was 3 inches of snow in Tallahassee a couple of weeks ago. It kind of outweighed your wins last year. Is that concerning?
More inches of snow than wins.
Yeah. First of all, that's hilarious. Second of all, I was a little taken back when they said one of the quarterbacks, I think the top 36 quarterback, decommitted. When you hear that, it's concerning. It really is. Yeah. Because that's the one position you have to hit is quarterback. So with that being said, it may take a few years to get back on track. But I think that with Cam, who I think will be the number 1 pick, Miami going to come back down there with us.
Never that far.
I believe so.
Leroy, I want you to know that I spoke to Darren Woodson the other day, and I told him, I said, let me tell you something. Leroy Butler is one of your biggest fans, and he was extremely excited about that. And he said, if you came on again, make sure I said hello to you for him. So I'm saying hello to you from Darren.
How good are his chances?
I love Woodson because he did it the right way. And I've never fault a guy for having great players around him. But he will be a Hall of Famer, and his day is coming. So if you want to hear, if you hear me shout loud, it'll be for Fred.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be for Darren Woodson, Sterling Sharp, and Mike Holmgren.
There you go.
I love it.
That's perfect.
That's the way it should be. All right, listen, before you go, there's one thing that's just kind of Matt LaFleur with his quarterback, Jordan Love, coming into this season, Leroy, and then Trevor coming into this season. Both of those guys got big contracts. Both of them, either through injury or poor performance, just did not have the season they were hoping for. Where is everybody at with Jordan Love up there, kind of like what people are trying to deal with down here in Duval?
Well, here's the thing about Trevor. I'll do him first really quick.
Mm-hmm.
He gets a reset. He gets a true reset. He's getting a new coach. So you got to give him a reset. And people got to just forget about the money part because all quarterbacks get paid a lot of money, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay? So Jordan Love that was his sophomore season, sophomore slump. Into his third season, it'll be next year. Now you get judged on a different scale. There's no more curve. We expect for him to put us in a position for a Super Bowl. And that's just the way it is. And you should expect for Trevor to make that jump. All he had to do is throw the ball to number 7. Okay?
Yeah.
Fantasy alert, by the way. Throw it to him, and you'll be just fine.
He needs a little help in the offensive line, too, Leroy. He definitely needs a little help.
That's the thing. That's why Cohen is a good coach.
Yeah.
Cohen's going to do something. Get that ball out. Get the ball out. Baker Mayfield, look at Baker Mayfield's numbers. Oh, my God. I mean, and he did the same thing with Mike Evans. Get that ball out. Get it on time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to run the football. So Jacksonville, and plus in the division that they're in, I expect a quick turnaround. And so should the fans. This is not a rebuild. No, they're not rebuilding. I mean, reset, retool, fine. But in that division, they can win that division, but they have the players to do it. And that's what I expect.
It's the truth, man. They need to bounce back quicker than many are worried, that's for sure. What's coming up with you in terms of being out there in the Super Bowl or anything happening here in Duval that people need to know about?
Yeah, one of the biggest things, I am headed out to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working with Changing Homelessness, which you guys have helped me promote all the time. And I'm a little worried because some of our grants were frozen. So now we got to keep fundraising because we don't want people out on the street. So if anybody wants more information, please go to changinghomelessness.org for more information.
changinghomelessness.org. And we certainly know that you're out there and you're putting your face on it and doing everything you can to help homelessness. So we appreciate it. Listen, always great catching up, Leroy. Best of luck, and hopefully we'll be able to do it in person soon.
I appreciate it, Coach. Like I told people, there is no box post cover for Dave Campo. I don't care what nobody says. And Leon, next time I see you, you know what it is. It's on site.
Let's do it, baby. Like old days.
Thanks, Leroy. Appreciate it.
I love you, Leon.
All right.
Thank you, man. Oh, it's awesome. Always great catching up with him. But he loves back and forth. Yeah. Always has, always will. But what he's saying about Trevor with the reset is really important. So let's at least talk about that coming up here in just a second. Coach, you're heading out.
I'm heading out.
Appreciate you hanging out with us as always. We'll talk to you on Friday.
Yes, sir.
Get your prop sheet ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
We got a Campo and Joe that you will see on social channels a little bit later on. So anywhere where you go check out any of our stuff on 1010XL, make sure you check out Campo and Joe.
What is the name of this network again?
1010XL.
It's sports.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Around the clock. Sports all the time.
Jacksonville's live and local sports radio.
That's never going to work.
1010XL. Jacksonville Sports Superstation.
Frank Frangie here. It's New Year, new truck time at Nimnick Chevrolet. This month you can save up to $12,000 off a new Silverado. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find the perfect truck at Nimnick. Nimnick Chevrolet is more than just trucks. They've got the largest inventory of new Chevy SUVs in town right on their lot. Visit the showroom on Cassett Avenue. NimnickChevy.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The big game is here, and it's now or never. Time to play and win with PrizePicks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 10 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. And now it's big game free pick time. And listen to this. If Pat Mahomes throws for 1 yard, you win 1 square. It's that simple. And think about these. Will Saquon Barkley rush for more than 112.5 yards? Will Jalen Hurts pass for more than 215.5 yards? Or Travis Kelce have more than 62.5 receiving yards? That's the way it works. And now PrizePicks is giving you a shot to win up to 1,000 times your cash. That's right, 1,000 times just for playing. But here's the best part. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play 5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run your game.
When you're a little kid on the playground, they tell you don't hit back. Well, the courtroom isn't a playground. And if you've suffered an injury or death in your family, I'm here to tell you it's okay to hit back and fight to make them pay. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we understand all the pain and emotion that comes with being wrong. And we've dedicated our lives to making things right for people like you. So if you get hit back with Hastings Injury Law. Offices, Jacksonville.
After consulting with several orthopedic specialists about my constant knee pain, I chose Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and Dr. Chris Swanson to handle my surgery. Their professionalism let me know this team was the one for me. The surgery was very successful, and if I ever have a future need, I'll continue to trust Southeast Orthopedic Specialists to take care of me.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
You know, many plumbers won't quote prices over the phone and instead charge a service fee for an in-home estimate. Of course, because they know once they're in your home, you're probably not going to send them away. But Roland Reach Plumbing is different. Roland will give you a price quote over the phone. And there's never a trip charge or service fee for an estimate. So if you've got a leak and can't wait a week and don't like paying unnecessary fees, call on Roland Reach Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
If you need a good idea for a great Valentine's gift, try 1010XL's Sweetheart Suggestions from
Kuhn Flowers and Wick, a candle bar.
Happy Valentine's Day. Find everything you need to know at 1010XL.com.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
It's game time for your business, and Advanced Business Solutions has the winning play. With Xerox copiers, you'll never miss a deadline. Fast, reliable, and built for high performance, Xerox copiers keep your team ahead of the competition. From printing to scanning, Xerox brings the MVPs of efficiency to your office. Ready to make the winning move? Hire the champions at Advanced Business Solutions. Veteran owned.
Printers, copiers, and IT management. Advanced Business Solutions.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Window World, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
He's made all the big hoops now. A minute remaining. Brunson at three. Down! Jalen Brunson does it again! Timeout Rockets! The maestro! Another virtuoso performance!
I love when I hear the bang Yeah, he lit it up last night. There's no doubt about it. You want to talk about what he was able to do, and it was a heck of a game. And you're talking about going up against the defending champions. Jalen Brunson last night, 42 points, including 17 in the fourth quarter, 10 assists, half dozen boards, and a couple of steals. Most in Knicks franchise history with 12 30-plus point games and 10 assists. That's dealing. And he's a guy that was shipped out of Dallas. Not unlike Luka, Leon, when you think about it. And it's funny because he kind of wanted his way out of there and wanted to get up to New York. This is, if I have this right, I'm pretty sure I do. Jalen, about that time, going up there about the same time that Donovan Mitchell was wanting out and went to Cleveland. And both of these guys, they're alpha dogs is what they are. Anyway, Brunson went off last night. We're seeing a little bit more of the association. They introduced Luka today in a presser, and we'll find out how he does. 24 hours, 48 hours, what are we from that trade?
I think almost quickly, Brunson's was not asking out. This was another insane move by them where they could have signed him for like a 4 or 5 year, $50-something million deal, and they decided not to.
They decided not to. So
and
why do I have
went to
and
New
they were
York.
going to owe Luka a ton of money too, right?
300 and some.
Right. They're
They're
shipping off contracts is all they're doing.
Well, the difference, I believe the difference between L.A. and Dallas was in the $116 million
so if you stay
range.
with the team that drafted you, you are eligible for like a super max deal. But if you're traded or you end up not being on the team that that drafted you originally, you can't ever reach that mark. So
they
you
can only reach like the veteran max, right? Or
something like that.
I mean, is Mark strapped for cash? What's going on, bro?
He's not the owner.
He's not the main owner, apparently.
Oh, okay, not anymore.
I think he is still part of the team, but I don't think he has the majority ownership.
And here's another off of X, and this is kind of what we were talking about yesterday, JJ. Nico Harrison's career failed Nike's pitch to Steph Curry.
Called him Seth.
And then it says let Jalen Brunson walk, because I honestly thought Jalen was asking out, but anyway, and then traded away Luka. So he is he's getting a name for himself.
Certainly
in the Lone Star State. That's for sure. All right, so just over from the Lone Star State in New Orleans. Where was your Super Bowl played, Leon?
Arizona.
Okay, Arizona. So you were out in the desert.
Yeah, I was out in the desert.
A little different than Bourbon.
Well, a little bit different. When Coach Campbell was here, I told him I remember the story. We was on our way to practice on a Tuesday like this, right? And there was these two helicopters, and these two helicopters was holding this star, and they were taking this star to put it on the freaking mountain in Arizona. And I would just remember seeing the helicopter like, what the hell is that? It's going towards the mountains, and they placed it there. That infuriated us. It didn't matter, though. We still lost the Super Bowl, but that just put gas on the fire.
So what's the nightlife situation for a player? Like, what day do you guys get there? Monday or Tuesday?
Well, we get there Monday because Sunday we talk tickets and travel for family. Monday, we actually get there. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is probably the no curfew time. You get to stay with your wife. For the hotel. What I remember is, I remember Wednesday I went to Magic Johnson's party. Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty nice.
Wait, what year was this?
This was 96-ish. 96. Yeah.
Okay,
I went to a
you know the
I know.
JJ and I are trying to connect right now, right?
It was 96. It was the Super Bowl was in 96, and I remember being in the limo. I was in a limo with
any Diddy parties in the 90s?
No, no Diddy party. No, I was in a limo with Rod Woodson, Tim Brown, Chris Carter, and Bruce Smith, and I was only and I said, someone doesn't match.
One person is not like the other.
Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame. I was like, what am I doing in this limbo? Yeah, so I remember
but you still deserve it. You were Hall of Fame. By
the way,
brother,
yes,
partier,
absolutely, and hell of a player too.
Yeah, exactly.
Roger Goodell, by the way, spoke at Super Bowl media today, and spoke about the, quote, conspiracy theories about the Chiefs and officiating.
Yeah, yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah, he had his big State of the Union.
Okay, and the quote was, what did he say, JJ? It's a ridiculous theory, he said.
A ridiculous theory.
But the fact that someone in the media actually asked him about that, like his state of the league press conference is not like other Super Bowl media crap. It's not like the people from wherever, the Brazil TV station going
It's
up and
real
asking people.
hard-hitting journalists.
It's journalists. They're asking questions, right?
Yeah.
Someone there asked him the question of, are the Chiefs being favored by the officials?
God bless them.
Think about that.
I love it.
Well, I love it. Travis Kelce was asked the same question last night, opening night, and he says, why are y'all all leaning in on that one? Because he's trying to obviously diffuse the whole thing. And there's at the very least, thank goodness there are people out there. We have PFF metrics and analytics in the game. There are people that will metric up the officials and everything as far as how many times they officiate with these two particular teams, how many times they officiate in the postseason, how many offensive penalties they throw, how many all kinds of stuff. And heck, there is some intel out there or analytics out there that says that more flags fly against the team that the Chiefs are facing, but there's not enough to back it up. There's still that team does more to beat you than just the officials.
And I need to see the stat of how many of those flags should not have been thrown. Yeah. Okay, more teams or the teams the Chiefs play have more penalties than them.
Right.
Okay.
Look, I don't.
So what? They're the best team in football.
Look, I agree with everything you guys say. Okay, 100%. But you know what else? I know what my eyes see. I know what my eyes see.
Don't you think the NFL would probably like the Bills in the Super Bowl one of these years, or Lamar, or if it was really a fix? Do you really think they would want the same boring, tired?
Not as long as
story going.
Not as long as they can show Taylor Swift over and over.
There's zero momentum to this Super Bowl.
Yeah,
honestly, no one's really hyped about it. Nobody wanted to see this matchup again.
The Bills Mafia and the Bills would have been a great story this year. There's no doubt about that. And then the other part of it is that
you can create another star.
Yes, exactly. And the Mahomes magic was created before Taylor Swift. We need to remember that as well.
Yeah,
bro, y'all.
The conspiracies were going way before Taylor Swift.
The Swifties are in full force.
Okay, I will go.
Y'all can't tell me what I see. Okay, I see what I see.
Jesus.
JJ, you're the same way. Don't give me that.
No, I'm not. I don't think the Chiefs get the benefits.
No,
I don't think quarterbacks get the benefits of.
I'm not saying you say that. I'm not saying you say that. I'm saying
Mahomes gets calls.
Yeah, maybe I'm taking a kneel to or a slide too late. Or maybe I'm on the sideline asking to be hit late. Yeah. I understand that Mahomes gets the benefit of those calls, but I'm not going to go out there and say that the NFL wants the Chiefs in, that they're telling the refs.
I don't
to
think
fix
the NFL
games.
wants the Chiefs in. All I'm saying is
that's crazy.
Whether it happens by, I don't know, I'm not saying on purpose, but just because he is who he is, like the Jordan rules.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
100%
I'll
happens.
give you that.
Tom Brady would look like Mike Krzyzewski yelling at refs down the field when he did not get a strike.
I don't disagree.
Okay, and
I don't disagree.
And these guys, they do it left and right all the time. Even Josh Allen's a little bit of a whiner.
But because they do that, and because there was the quote unquote Jordan rules, it's okay.
No, it just happens, and it exists, and in some respects accepted. Aaron Rodgers does it all the time. There's just so many of them that do it.
I don't hate that the stars get the benefit of some calls. I mean, they deserve it. They're the stars of the league. Obviously I'm a Braves fan, but I didn't hate when Greg Maddux would get the benefit of these strike calls.
First of all,
it is what it is. It's part of sport.
Right, but to be fair, he was also a guy who was throwing, 78 miles an hour, so they gave him every call because he's the guy throwing 78 miles an hour.
And he was one of the greatest pitchers to ever live.
Right. But the other thing is the product is the product, and that's the quarterback. And so they're going to protect them more often than not. And there are some we get ticked off when Trevor takes a late hit and no one decides to throw a flag. That will frost you a little bit.
Win 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but most of them, when anyone gets anywhere near them, Ben Roethlisberger used to go nuts when someone would just barely touch his helmet. There's the flag. And that's just the way it's going to – if you watch enough of it, you just accept it. And it's not that bad. But once you get this narrative going on in social – that the refs are helping the Chiefs, it takes on a life of its own.
Do you want to hear the full answer from Raj?
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. Well, this sort of reminds me a little bit of the script, right? That I write a script, and I have the script for the entire season. Listen, I think from a lot of those theories are things that happen in social media, and they get a new life. As you say, it's not your theory, but it's out there. Nobody wants it to be their theory. And so I understand that. I think it reflects a lot of the fans' passion. And I think it also is a reminder for us how important officiating is. And I think the men and women that officiate in the NFL are outstanding. They have the highest possible standards. That's a ridiculous theory for anyone who might take it seriously. But at the end of the day, it's something we always have to continue to work on. How do we make our officiating better?
So he says it's ridiculous.
Been bad.
Hang on. He says it's a ridiculous theory, but it should come as no surprise that literally like 4 days after the AFC Championship game, there was a report, I believe in Yahoo, that the NFL will more than likely use electronic first down markers next year. With the ball having some kind of
they made a mistake.
Some kind of transmitter inside of it. Yeah. You know what the mistake was? The Josh Allen 4th down run.
Yeah, we know.
That would mean it would be going against the Chiefs, so that's a good thing.
No, it was going
but
for
they're
the Chiefs because the Bills didn't get the first down.
Exactly. They're trying to fix the problem.
Right. If they change it, that
I
means
know,
it's
but my point is it's so flipping obvious. You can't avoid it.
No, it was such a bad, incompetent call.
Oh my God, it was terrible.
And here's the other part. They've been talking about this for 2 years now. This has been coming down the pike. This is not just because of that.
Right. Of course, it's been coming down the pike for longer than 2 years. Okay,
no, at least 2. That's the only thing.
They've actually used it in the preseason for the last 2 years.
Last couple of years. Yeah. So they have definitely been doing on that road.
Right, but the ball with the transmitter in it has been something for years, years and years.
Yeah. Everybody's been like, hey, they do in tennis. Why can't they do in the NFL?
I think that game, whether it's real or not, and I agree with you guys, it's not real. But it looks like it is.
Yeah, it did.
That's the problem that the NFL is dealing with. That's why you immediately see, all right, we're going to go with electronic first down markers now.
Yeah, when you take the Buffalo Bills and you lay points and you do not win, that's when you feel like you're getting
we laugh, but it's 100% part of gambling too.
Oh yeah, that's when you feel
gambling
like
is part of this.
But and it easily should have been a first down.
Yeah, but then you're going into you think.
Yeah.
No.
All I'm saying is
Vegas or somebody has the refs.
I'm going to tell you. No. That's not what I think. That's not what I think at all. Actually, what I'm saying is gambling has become a part of the fabric of the sport. I'm not saying that the refs are throwing the game or players are throwing the game.
You guys,
I'm saying that gambling
theorists have to decide: is it the NFL fixing this, or is it gamblers?
No, I don't think it's fixing it all. All I'm saying is the reason why the NFL is now making this move. And when Joe brought up gambling, you better believe gambling's part of this because people will just stop gambling if they think it's fixed.
True.
What about the time when the Chiefs were 11.5-point favorites and they took that safety?
That pissed me off.
To my point, that's what I'm talking about. You can't look.
I love that.
No, JJ, I'm not saying
that would be Andy Reid.
I know it's not. I'm not saying he did it. I'm saying it's the vision of it. That's what people see and they think, okay, something's wrong.
You know what this reminds me of? 1906. Okay, that's how long we've been arguing about this in the sport. Okay, be it the 1908 White Sox scandal?
Yes.
I mean, come on.
I knew where you were going.
Exactly. Making sure I got that right. It's XL Primetime.
The NBA is on 1010XL.
Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic look to dethrone the Kings in Sacramento. Wednesday night at 10 on 1010 AM.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law. Mia here. It's the Everything's on sale going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Get $0 down and just $288 per month for a pre-owned 2022 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for $0 down and only $388 per month. Or how about no payments till July 2025? And you get 60 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Shop the Everything's on sale at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned today on Atlantic Boulevard, just a quarter mile east of 295 and at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/save for more details.
Dave Benyon with Zero Res. As the temps outside are warming up, so is Zero Res. Right now, it's the hottest price of the year. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for only $147, and the 4th room is free. That's right, the 4th room is on me. Google Zero Res and see what people are saying. Zero Res has over 6,000 5-star reviews. Remember, February is the hottest price of the year for Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned for $147, and the 4th room is free. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
An ACL tear can be a devastating injury with prolonged pain and rehabilitation. Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari. I'm a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon who grew up right here in Jacksonville and then went on to train with the world-renowned Dr. James Andrews. At Bari Orthopedics, we use the most current techniques to get you back on the field with less pain and quicker rehabilitation. We treat all types of sports injuries with the newest techniques available. Please call us for consultation or visit BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
What could you do with an extra $75,000 right now, or even a couple $100,000? If you own a home, you can get that money in less than a week with Loan Pronto. Hey, Prosser here. Loan Pronto is the leader in quickly converting your home equity into cold hard cash, so you can pay off all your credit cards or start that home remodel. Loan Pronto has several easy options to let you access the cash from your home. There's virtually no paperwork, no cumbersome process, no junk fees, often no appraisals. Listen, the average homeowner now has over $300,000 in equity. That's your money. Use it. One client got $150,000 out and paid off all their credit cards, 2 car loans, and a personal loan, cutting their monthly expenses by $1,500. You can get approved in as little as 1 day, so act now with no hard credit pull up front. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. Get the money you need for anything at 904-999-1508 or just go to LoanPronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 3rd, 2007, the Indianapolis Colts beat the Chicago Bears at the Super Bowl, winning 29-17. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Peyton Manning is awarded MVP.
Hi, everybody. Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. This Sunday's the big game. Look, don't blame me. This would be much easier if I could say this has finally come. Parties, football, libations, food, all the festivities we welcome every February. The question is, what if you're trying to lose weight but still enjoy watching this with friends? The answer? Nothing. As I've told you before, Awaken 180 is built for real-life scenarios. The reason Awaken 180 is now in their 9th year and growing nationally, the program works. Eat wings and meatballs while watching the Super Bowl. Have a beverage while betting on the Super Bowl. Live your life while enjoying the Super Bowl. I think you get the point. Whether you're in the weight loss phase or in free lifelong maintenance, Awaken 180 won't get in the way of enjoying the big game. Reserve your consultation today at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
As of 9 a.m. this morning, our EV trucking company is officially in operation.
Andrew's zero-emission trucks are driving the transportation category forward.
We'll make driving safer, easier, and less stressful. Now our technology needs to keep up with demand.
He needs to put pedal to the metal on hiring more software engineers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Best Bet is number 1. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
3D Digital has you covered for any of your business's digital marketing needs. From producing award-winning videos to getting those digital ads to follow your customers around the internet, our team has your back. Visit 3ddigital.com or give us a call at 904-712-4004 to schedule a free consultation today. 904-712-4004.
The big game is almost here, and Sonny's Barbecue wants you to win a barbecue feast. Text Sonny's to the text line brought to you by Lifetime Flooring at 641-1010 for your chance to win. 641-1010.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
My takeaway is that although I tease about Liam Cohen and his staff being very young, I still think that first team meeting, you get everybody on board to buy in. You be strict, you be firm. You let guys know that how you're going to approach this offseason, because it's very important. I always say this, you play games on Sunday, but you win them in the offseason. It's going to be important, 100% participation. You know, if you're on the fence, you need to be here. And I'd be very excited to see. I'm still waiting on that offensive line coach, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm still waiting on the offensive line coach. So That's a big hire, absolutely big hire. But yeah, that's where the buy-in starts. The first team meeting, that's where the buy-in starts. Everybody's got to be collectively involved in what's going on, what Liam is bringing to the table.
By the way, I wouldn't be shocked if he brought in Eric Wolford, who was his O-line coach at Kentucky in 21 when they played so well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a highly respected O-line coach.
Has NFL and college.
NFL and college experience with Alabama, Kentucky, the 49ers for a couple years. I wouldn't be shocked at all if that was the guy. You know what's weird to me is now it's Tuesday, and we're not really talking about the Super Bowl.
Well, it's funny.
Strange,
the
right?
NBA. Well, I said it yesterday. The NBA.
That's kind of my takeaway. We're not really talking. Yeah, the
It's
NBA
that week
kinda,
between, too. It just kills momentum.
The NBA kind of sucked the life of the auction from the room with Luka.
And that has never happened and probably won't happen again until another mega trade takes place. But they won. They won this small little battle. We stole your headline, and this headline has lived at least for a day and a half, 2 days, whatever. And then the NFL will take over as we get closer to the weekend. But it's all built-in money. They don't even care that there's not a lot of hype because they've had.
We'll watch the game.
Yeah,
the difference is with the NBA, we're talking about a trade, a transaction.
Right.
No one's talked about a game.
Yeah, we barely did the highlights from last night.
There's very little like Super Bowl talk right now on all of our shows. Mm-hmm. It's odd. It's just odd to me. That's all.
I think it also hinges on the coaching search here. That has as much to do with it as anything.
A little bit.
If Doug Peterson was still in place, we'd be being and moaning. And Trent Baalke was still in the building, we'd be being and moaning about that.
Right, and I'm not just. It's not limited to here. Like I was watching SportsCenter last night, and it was very quick with the Super Bowl stuff, and then boom, on to other stuff, onto the NBA, onto other things. There's a lot of. It's weird how I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. In recent years, as recently as 10 years ago, it was this week was giant.
No,
giant.
Yeah, it's still giant. It's still, yeah.
I said last segment, it's these teams.
Yeah,
we've seen these teams in the Super Bowl so many times, man. It's not anything new or exciting.
We're in a bowl here in Jacksonville. It's the funk. The funk is what. The funk is what. We're just relieving ourselves of it, so we're recouping.
You go through this winter fatigue, and I mean winter, not winter. Winter fatigue with the Chiefs. There's fatigue there. Yeah. And then the Philadelphia Eagles, you're like,
They're kind of always there too.
Yeah.
And they're not that exciting.
Well, they're not an exciting team. That's the
all.
The Eagles are not an exciting team.
They're not. But they're loaded.
They are.
And so
just offensively,
but they just play like
no, they're loaded defense.
I'm saying they're boring on the offense.
Yeah, they play mall ball. They totally play mall ball.
The Hurts
not
driving
exciting.
me crazy. Yeah, I want to outlaw that play. I know it won't go away, but it's driving me crazy.
It's that. It's also
that's 90s football. What are you talking about?
No. It's just my point is it's not. I think it's not what the league has developed into. That's
it's nostalgic.
So they play. It is. They play mall ball, and then the other side is the Chiefs, where they're not really like this exciting team either. It's just when they need to play. When they need to play, Mahomes makes the play. Mm-hmm. Period. And then they move on.
Yeah. And
they're more exciting, honestly, on defense than they are on offense.
If you go back and you watch the New England Patriots, their first 3 Super Bowls over a 4-year period, it's one of Dullsville.
Yeah, it's
some of the
ball.
most boring ball you've ever seen. Yeah. With Antoine Smith and I'm trying to think of the other running backs that they had.
Well, they had a fullback. They had the first 2 or 3.
They had Troy Brown. Troy Brown was Travis Hunter to the New England Patriots back in the day.
Yeah,
that's what he was. Deion Branch was an MVP of a Super Bowl winning team. It was boring.
Yeah, and then they start going 4 and 5 wide.
And then you look back and you start to see what was that total of 6 rings in however many years, and however many Super Bowl trips they had, because they went back in 7 and 12 and again in 15. Is that right?
Yeah.
15 or 16. By the way, I do get my numbers wrong because I got clobbered on the text line.
Yeah.
I went 1906, 1908. It was 1919, the Black Sox. I just forgot. I was just trying to roll it all into one.
I thought you were coming up with like another Yellowstone series. No, 1906. I was like, what?
I was just trying to roll a punchline in there, and I did a bad job of it. And and one guy texts back, he goes, "Say it ain't so, Joe." And yeah, but all I was trying to say is that we have been complaining about officiating for a long time, and the possibility of fixing and rigged sports for a long time.
Which there was 2 stories yesterday to Matt's conspiracy theory point. There was a baseball umpire who was fired because he's like somehow in cahoots or in some sort of relationship with a professional gambler. And then there's the Eastern Michigan basketball story.
That's actually got some legs.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 mid-major schools who everybody's been betting against this entire season, and it looks like there's guys on all those teams who've been throwing games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's much more prevalent in college.
Well, that's because they are desperate for some cash.
Yeah, but we did see the guy for the Rockets, the Houston Rockets, who's, I think he's facing federal charges now.
Yeah, and he says it's BS.
I mean, honestly,
they all say that.
There are more guys throwing games than anyone knows. Not only in college,
I would agree with that.
Professional level as
Definitely
well. All
agree.
sports.
I threw it in beer league softball back in the day.
Did you?
Whatever I could possibly do. Alex gets you to the house.
Well,
Yeah, that's all.
well, you knew when they opened up the betting lanes that, professional, it was going to be affected in some capacity.
Yeah. Especially when college sports embraced gambling too.
Oh,
you knew it was going to be just.
Well, like the amount of money that they make now, when Calvin Ridley was betting $1,500, it was a bit crazy. Okay,
think about that.
The amount of money that he's making versus the amount of money he was wanting to wager, and then he gets kicked out for.
He lost 18 months of his career for a $1,500 bet.
That's why I think we need to change, like, okay, if you're betting on games, that's way different than what these Eastern Michigan kids are doing.
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
more
it's
to
not like
say.
Calvin Ridley was never accused of throwing games. He was just having fun.
Well, no.
Losing bets.
Well,
he wasn't so much having fun, he was just losing bets.
Yeah, well, listen.
Action's always fun.
When they ask for your username, you don't use your real name. How about that one?
Yeah.
Probably don't.
Note
right?
to self, right?
Yeah, that part.
Not going to do that again. But all the way back to Paul Hornung when he was found gambling, they didn't make nearly as much money. So they were willing to risk certain things to try and get some extra cheddar. But these days, it's just that fuel that charge that they get out of it.
Look at the smile on your face.
The charge that
whenever
we
we
get.
talk about gambling, look at the smile
I
on
love
your
it.
face.
I love
man.
it. And the fuel, the charge that we get when this man
It's a little bit unhealthy, bro. Just a little bit.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. Find the coolest cats in town at coolcatsjacks.com.
Just think if I were better at it, how excited I would be to bet and wager,
right?
okay?
Nothing better.
I suck at it.
Yeah, nothing better than hitting a bet.
Oh, my gosh. And I'll hit 1 out of 40.
Yeah, I got a feeling you're going to have
a
a big Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
I got a feeling.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be a big year for you.
I
can feel it.
I told him yesterday, I said, I open up the Pops Props shop.
Yeah.
And I get my kids to gamble with me. They end up making money off of me, but it's just as long as I get to have a little fun, a little action. All right, so what is happening? We were talking about it earlier, Hayes. We asked you a little bit about this yesterday, but there's still a little news churn going on right now, and they added another guy to the GM search. So spend a second on that since we were talking about coaches yesterday.
Yeah, the process is really getting exciting. There's an 11-year-old that they're really interested in for GM, and a 13-year-old that looks like could be the offensive line coach. So modern football, baby. That's where we're at. Cutting edge. And no, it's cool. I mean, honestly, it's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be a huge disaster because none of them know what they're doing and they're all in their first time in their current jobs, or it's going to be spectacular. Yeah. There's not going to be a lot of 9 and 8s or 7 and 10s here. It's either going to be that the Jags come in with Liam Cohen and this leadership group and they set the AFC South on fire.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be, wow, was this a huge mistake? And maybe some experience might have been a good thing in some part of this equation of a new vision of Jaguars football. But regardless, it's fun. Look, until I start seeing problems, I'm all in. I'm excited. They've got my full confidence. But I will say, this is the new world order here in Jacksonville. This is a bunch of young pups coming in trying to set the world on fire. And look, that can be potent. The ambition of young people can be a very potent thing. So hopefully they're able to harness that and produce big results here.
Yeah, Groupon came out of that. You never know. What is it called? Grubhub, any of those.
The guy that invented Uber was a young guy.
Exactly.
The guy that invented Facebook was a young guy. Like, young people do magnificent things. Yeah. And it, just because this is going to be probably the most inexperienced staff, front office, and coaching staff in the NFL, it doesn't mean it can't work.
I believe the Menendezes were also young.
You don't even say that. I don't even say that.
Just throwing that out there, Carlin. That's all.
I believe in following like okay, let's go to the Sean McVay tree. I never heard of the Jeff Hafley tree. I never had heard of that, but apparently that's what's going on. All right, so what's coming up?
Yes, tons of Jaguars coming up on the Frangie Show. We'll also break down Florida's game tonight against Vandy, get an update on Walter Clayton if there's any news there. So a lot of fun stuff coming up on the Frangie Show. We'll get into the Super Bowl as well.
All right, hey, sounds good, buddy.
Thank you, guys.
Hayes, Carline, Frank Frangie, JJ bringing it to you. It's all coming up. We had a great time. Definitely more to look forward to, as we said. A technical center, I'm never for that. But hopefully we'll get young, thriving minds that are ready to win. All right, we're done. Big Sirs, Matty Hayes, Joe C., JJ, we will talk to you mañana. Frangie Show coming up next.
Nothing cheap and nothing deep.
The place for rowdy reptiles.
I can't believe what I just saw!
Where only gators get